Alright, moving on to our next Patreon request, and this one comes from Rory, who asked me to do a Baccano and Ninja Turtles crossover. It almost got away from me. But, as always, if you guys would like to have a Patreon request done, just hit the link below, head on over to my Patreon, hit the third tier. That'll allow you access to send me requests for videos to do here on YouTube, as well as check out all the other videos that are on the other tiers. But anyway, let's get started. So, Baccano and Ninja Turtles. This is going to be a fun one. So the story begins with essentially the dragons who are moving weaponry for the Foot Clan. They're moving weaponry as well as, more importantly, money, because it kind of does take some finance to run multiple organizations within New York. So it's not just fear of the Shredder and Krang that get people in line. It's a matter of, hey, do what the Shredder says, or we'll kill you, and also the money to move all that stuff. So the Purple Dragons are in charge of handling this particular money exchange. But during all this, they get bamboozled, for lack of a better word, by a pair of thieves who are dressed up as baseball players, who proceed to just knock them out and just beat on them and take the money. So now the Hun and the other dragons have to Hun and his purple dragons have to go to Shredder to tell them, hey, we lost the money. Don't be mad, but we lost that money. So no hard feelings. Of course, Shredder's angry, and he's like, who took the money? Who stole the money that was that we had? And they're like, well, you see, you're gonna think this is funny, but it was these two people it was a man and a woman dressed as baseball players, and that's when Shredder proceeds to, out of anger, proceeds to kill two of the purple dragons that Hun was with. And rather than kill Hun, he just tells him straight up, find who they are, or the next head I'm taking off from the shoulders is yours. And of course Hun is like, got it. So he basically gets the purple dragons together and is like, look guys, we have the Shredder's given us marching orders in order to find and execute whoever has, that couple that took money, that took money from the Shredder. We are to go out and find whoever did this, and make them, bring out the pain, for lack of a better word. So get to it. So the Purple Dragons are extending all of their resources. Even the Foot Clan is looking into who it could be, and what they discover is that it's a criminal pair that have been going around New York stealing jewelry and other things. And what's interesting is that when they get security feed, the Shredder is like, I know them. That doesn't make any sense. They look like they haven't changed at all. And Karai is like, Father, what do you mean? And Shredder's basically like, I've seen them before. When I was a young boy, long before I became the man who I am now, I encountered these two thieves ages ago when they were in Japan. So Shredder basically tells the story that there was a time where he and Hamato Yoshi, when they were boys, living in the Hamato clan, the Hamato clan had several relics stolen by an American man and woman who matched the identity of these people exactly. And he's like, there's no way they had to, that was all the way back in that was years ago. There's no way they could be this, they could be this young unless, they're immortal. So now Shredder's gone from I want the money back to I want them found and brought to me personally. So get the fuck on it. Anyway, so from there, the Foot Clan, the Purple Dragons, and anyone else, and the other mobs that are under the Shredder's control are all looking for these two. And of course, it's Isaac and Miriam, who are just enjoying, being back in New York because they've been on a, world tour and have barely acknowledged that they're immortal. They just think they just age gracefully. You have to understand, if you've seen the anime, that's probably the best argument you'll hear from anyone, is that they think they age gracefully. So they're essentially think they're immortal. So yeah, it's a whole thing with them. Anyway, so they are just out on the town spending money that they've taken from the Foot Clan at a local restaurant, and one of the inside guys at someone at the restaurant is like, I heard on the street that the Purple Dragons are giving money for a pair of thieves. Well, I don't know if this means anything, but we just got a pair of folks who are waving money around. I don't know if that's them, but you should come look. So the Purple Dragons break into the restaurant, and they see him, and is like, hey, those are the guys they took money from. And they're like, and Isaac is like, taking money from you, sir. We liberated that money. We are like, Robin Hood and Fair Maid Mariam. We are, and that's when one of them just shoots Isaac in the head, and they're like, Isaac, no! And that's when he gets back up, and he's like, I guess the bullet missed me. And that Miriam is like, oh, Isaac, you're so quick on the draw, and the Purple Dragons are like, what? So the dragons chase Isaac and Miriam through the bar, through the restaurant, but eventually they lose them. But they do go back to Shredder saying, hey, we shot him, but he got back up. We shot him dead in the head, and that confirms Shredder's suspicion that yes, these two are immortal, and he could probably use that to his advantage. So now he is putting more effort into finding them, and Isaac and Miriam are in their little safe house, just those ruffians really did seem mad. Maybe we should lie low for a bit, with some friends. And that's when they hear a knock on the door. That knock on the door turned out to be Bebop and Rocksteady, who are like, you, Isaac and Miriam, we're gonna ask you to come with us. And he's like, sorry, but we're not furries. We have no problem with your sexual preferences, good sir, but we are not privy to them. And they're like, Bebop and Rocksteady are like, we weren't asking. So again, they have to escape from their safe house, but they sadly do get cornered by the Shredder, who does knock them out and take them back to the Foot Clan headquarters, where he explains that the money I can get back, but you two are quite interesting. It's very rare I encounter immortals in this day and age, so to see two immortals is quite the sight to behold. And Shredder basically explains that I've wanted to encounter, I've always wanted to experiment on the tests of immortality, but I've never really had an opportunity to do so. But now you've graced me with this opportunity. You have given me the chance to, operate with this power. So I don't. And Isaac's like, well, if we are immortal, how do you intend to get that out of us? And he's like, I have ways. So what happens next is that the Foot Clan strap them in to a machine that Krang has, and he's like, this is Utrom tech, and this will basically drain you of every drop of blood, and will examine how to apply that immortality to me. And that's what happens, is that they've been, they keep getting drained, they're getting drained of blood, and they're like, what if this doesn't kill us? And they're like, and Shredder's like, then it'll be entertainment at the bare minimum. So yeah, Isaac and Miriam are in a jam. They're getting their blood drained, but that's when the lights in the lab go out, and they're all knocked out by ninja stars, and that's when the Ninja Turtles show up with some added help. It turns out the Martello family, who have long been friends with Isaac and Miriam, with Fira leading the charge, have entered the fight to rescue their friends. The Martello family has never bent the knee to Shredder when he came to New York. So now they're here to like help save their friends. So it becomes one big fight with the Foot Clan and the Purple Dragons and all of Shredder's other minions against the Ninja Turtles, who were contacted by Ennis, who had been tailing because they've been on, like I said, Isaac and Miriam have been on a world tour stealing of robbing people, and when they came back, they did visit Firo and Ennis, but they were like, oh, we're just going to go out and get some money real quick because we've extended all of our money from our vacation, and Ennis has been tailing them, and when they got caught, they contact the rest of the Martellos, and also the Ninja Turtles were alerted because the Martellos are aware of what goes on in the city, so they're like, yeah, we might as well get them too. So they break them out. Isaac and Miria are saved, and any trace of their blood that was taken by Shredder was destroyed. So by the end of it, they are like, hey, how about we all have one beautiful night of debauchery and alcohol? And the Turtles are like, nah, we just came here to whip Shredder's ass. We out. So yeah. So there you go, guys. That is my Baccano Ninja Turtles crossover. It focuses more on the villains and less on the Turtles. I just thought this would be kind of a neat toss-up. So I thought this would be kind of cool to do as like a fun Isaac and Miria story, and have that be the main focus for that. Anyway, so you guys tell me in the comments below what you guys think of it, and once again, I'd like to thank Rory for this Patreon request as well as continued patronage. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.